Hey guys, it's Kevin again. This is going to be another classic movie review for you guys, and this movie I'm going to be reviewing, I've wanted to see this movie for a while now, and finally I've seen it. That is the 2003 dramedy classic Lost in Translation. Now, this movie, I have Lost in Translation, I've heard a lot about it. I didn't really know what it was about, but I've heard many things. I've heard people say that it's Scarlett Johansson's best performance, it might be Bill Murray's best performance. I didn't really know anything else about it, though, besides that. That right there, I'm like, okay, I gotta see this year. And I watched it, and I have to say, Lost in Translation is a masterpiece, in my opinion. Lost in Translation, I think, is a masterpiece. I think is a fantastic movie. I love Lost in Translation, and there are a lot of things that I've loved about this movie, definitely. I think it's a great movie, and let's get to the plot of Lost in Translation to talk about why I love the movie so much. And the plot alone, I think, is really interesting, because we basically focus on these two characters. We have Bob Harris, played by Bill Murray. He is this aging movie star who, he's going to Tokyo to film an advertisement for whiskey, this commercial where she's going to receive $2 million, but he's really going through a midlife crisis as well, because he has a 25-year-old marriage that's kind of just tired and not really working out for him, and he's also really lacking in romance, and he's really going through, a bit of a midlife crisis. And then you have Scarlett Johansson's character, Charlotte, who, she's this young college graduate who basically, her husband John is this celebrity photographer on assignment in this photographer in Tokyo, and you can see that his life is progressively more interesting than hers. And there's this girl, Kelly, who Charlotte thinks that John likes more than her because he hangs out with her more, and he doesn't talk to Charlotte as much. And eventually, Charlotte and Bob meet and basically change their lives for the better, and eventually realize that they are very similar. And that's basically the plot of Lost in Translation. And that's really all you need to say, because that's basically what this movie is. The whole movie is just these two connecting. But the thing that I love about it is just the way the movie portrays it. There are a lot of things I love that this movie does. But first of all, let's get into the acting in this movie. The acting in this movie is just top-notch acting. Everything about this movie is great. Bill Murray as Bob Harris. This is probably the best performance I've ever seen Bill Murray give. I think this was by far his best role. I think this was by far his best performance. And one of the things I love about Bob Harris's character is that he's a very quiet guy. He's not, your typical celebrity that's, like, loud all the time, and, he's just a very quiet guy, and it's because of the depression he's going in. You really feel bad for the guy. I mean, he's in Tokyo, and he's not even enjoying his life, and I love seeing the bleak darkness that Bill Murray had. But the thing that I liked the most about his character was the realism, kind of the thing that we could all be this man. We've all been in that situation where we don't really know where we want our lives to go in. That's really what I loved about Bob Harris's character, is that we didn't really know. We all, are very unsure of what direction our lives want to head, and I love that. And I thought he was great in the movie. Scarlett Johansson, though, as Charlotte, I thought stole the show in this movie, because while Bill Murray is great, I'm saying they both were great, but Scarlett Johansson, one of the things I love about Scarlett Johansson's character is just that, one, I've never seen her be, like, so young in a movie, and it was cool to see her a little bit younger, and not as, old as we've seen her, because most times when I've seen her, it's been, like, current movies. It was really cool to see one of her first roles as Charlotte, and she does an amazing job here, and one of the things I love about her character is that she, again, is also very quiet, and there are so many scenes in this movie of just the two of them alone in situations, and the first scene alone, you see her in bed, her husband's not there, you feel really bad for her, and she also is not happy with the direction her life is going in. She's a movie star, but she doesn't really seem to like the direction it's going in. I really like seeing the way they did that. And the best part of the movie by far is their chemistry, because their chemistry does not feel like movie chemistry. It feels like these are two people that know each other in real life, that basically were meant to talk to each other and be friends, and that's something I definitely loved about the movie. And that's what I love, is that it's strictly friends, not a romance, it's friends, and that's something else I really liked. Giovanni Ribisi as John, I liked his character a lot. You could see that he really does love Charlotte, but because of this girl, Kelly, played by Anna Faris, he's really not as interested in her as he could be, and you really do feel bad for Charlotte, because I don't think John meant to neglect Charlotte. I think he just is really into his job and things like that, and I think that really is what was going on there. Anna Faris' Kelly, I thought she was hilarious. She provided a lot of the comedy in the movie, because she's exactly what these characters are not. She's loud, she's obnoxious, she's a terrible singer, which I thought was really funny. I thought she was really, really funny in that. And I definitely enjoyed seeing her in that situation. And Anna Faris, I thought she provided some really nice humor in the movie. And it wasn't like annoying. She wasn't annoying. She was just basically just what you see your typical celebrity be, which I definitely enjoyed seeing. And then whoever played the lounge singer, I have to say, was great. And then Fumihiro Hayashi as Charlie, and Akio Takeshita as Miss Kowalski. These are the two people that are shooting Bob's commercial from Tokyo. They were absolutely hilarious because Charlie speaks everything in Japan, and his wife is trying to translate for him. It's so funny. I love that. I thought they worked great together. I thought they were both very funny, and I loved it. And then whoever played the lounge singer as well, I thought she did a great job as well, because there's this lounge singer. Eventually she has this really great scene with Bob, and I thought she was really great in the movie as well. The directing in this movie, that is what makes this movie so good. Not just the the chemistry between Bob and Scarlett Johansson and Bill Murray. The directing by Sofia Coppola is what's so good about this movie as well, because the way that Sofia Coppola decided to portray this movie, she didn't portray this as a romantic movie by any sorts. As I said, this is strictly a friendship, which I love. I love that these two don't try to pursue a relationship. I love that she doesn't have feelings for him, because any other movie, that's what they would do. They'd be like, oh, you're too old for me, I want to be with you, but I can't be. It's not like that. This is not the kind of movie you're watching. It's about two people who are very similar, who just become friends. That's it. There's no romantic thing between them. There's nothing like that. It's that they bring each other, they basically fix each other's lives, and I love the way Sofia Coppola directed that, definitely. I also love kind of like the hidden message in there. In fact, I think the hidden message is that a lot of us are just like not really in the crowd with society. For example, Anna Faris's character. That is who Charlotte wants to be. She wants to be as confident as Anna Faris's character. But she's not that. She's just not really happy with the direction her life is going and isn't really satisfied. And that's probably because her husband's life is so much more interesting. And Kelly's life, is also really interesting because she's a big popular actress, while Charlotte is just a college graduate. She's not really she's just a college graduate and she doesn't really have much direction in her life. And I really like seeing that as well. And I thought that was really good, definitely. However, the other thing I love about this movie is the screenplay, which, by the way, won an Oscar and totally deserved the Oscar that it got. I thought that the screenplay here was so good because the lines of dialogue don't feel like dialogue. It just feels like things the characters are saying. It doesn't feel scripted whatsoever, and I love that it didn't feel scripted. Nothing in this movie feels scripted. Everything just feels like dialogue that she wrote, dialogue that Sofia Coppola wanted the two characters to have, and I love that she did that. It was beautifully written, it was beautifully done, and I absolutely love that Sofia Coppola decided to give them this kind of dialogue. I mean, the dialogue they're saying, I'm like, this does not feel like movie dialogue. It just feels like real conversations, and I love that. It didn't feel like movie dialogue at all, and that was awesome. This movie's a really interesting editing style, too, as well, that I have to talk about. But before I get... Oh, wait, no, cinematography. I have to talk about the cinematography of this movie, because the cinematography, I think, was really cool. Because the thing about the cinematography is that it kind of plays its own role in the movie, because the cinematography shows the city, and the city, it's a very busy city, it's a very big city in Tokyo, but the thing I love about it is there are these, like, bleak scenes of just them, by themselves in this big city, and it kind of just shows that they're both, like, little fishes in big cities. I think that's really what it's supposed to show, and I think the cinematography was gorgeous to this movie because of that. Amazing cinematography. I love seeing the city. I just thought that was great in the movie, and I definitely really enjoyed that. Also, this movie is hilarious at points. I mean, there are some very funny things about this movie, and I definitely enjoy that they tried to get some humor in here. But one of the things I love about it is that Bill Murray is not the one that does the comedy. Yeah, he has some funny moments, but it's really subtle stuff. The funny stuff comes from Anna Faris's character, or the people working in Japan that don't know what the hell, that Bob doesn't know what the hell they're saying, like, stuff like that. That was funny. And that's definitely something I enjoyed about the movie. I thought that was really good. Also, Scarlett Johansson, man, can she sing. She has some great singing moments in this movie that I definitely really enjoyed, and one of my favorite scenes in this movie, I have to say, is just they're talking in bed, and it's just they're enjoying themselves, they're happy with their life. Any other movie, it would be them yelling at each other or them upset, but that's not what they decide to do here. They don't decide to give them conflicts, because honestly, there are no conflicts in this movie. The conflicts have already been set up. There's no reason to give them more conflicts. There isn't, because their lives are already so conflicted that why are we going to give them more conflicts? No. What they decide to do with the movie is make it as realistic as possible, and I love that they did that. The editing to this movie is perfect. This movie went by like that. I love the editing style, especially the first half of of the movie. First half of the movie is perfectly intercut between Bob and Charlotte's life, and the way they did that, I definitely really enjoyed. The score to this movie as well, I thought was great. I really loved the score. It was a very, fun score, and I thought the last song also, I love the last song of this movie. I don't know what the title was, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I thought that was a great score as well. And overall, I just really love Lost in Translation. I think it's a fantastic movie. I think it's a movie where if you guys have not seen it, definitely check it out. Also, the ending to this movie I thought was adorable. I loved it. I definitely thought it was a really great, twist that we saw. And not a twist. What am I saying? Twist. There's no twist in this movie. I thought it was a really great way to end the movie, definitely. And again, it has some great messages of just trying to turn your life around. How one person can just fix everything that's wrong with your life and can just turn around like that. And I love that the movie did that. It was amazing, and that's something I love about Lost in Translation. But that's basically my review of Lost in Translation. Let me know what you guys have thought of this movie if you have seen it, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for another classic movie review. So I'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.